I'm with Mayor Bryan McGillis of South Stormont, Ontario. Mayor McGillis, your phone has been going off the hook on this story. We just saw you do an interview with CBC TV. CTV's been calling all the networks. Did you think that this position that you've led with South Stormont about the nurses would have this kind of impact regionally?
No, I didn't realize there was that many people being affected with what we're South Stormont trying to advocate, and that's hiring, with respect to fair policy, fair treatment, and it's ballooned out of proportion. It's unbelievable.
Now, let's clarify a few things. The Standard Freeholder locally accused your council of having a secret meeting where the motion was passed. It was reported by Greg Pierenboom.
That's not correct. I mean, in December 14th, we even have a procedural bylaw and by motion that the way we do business in terms of advertising and posting all our meetings. So all our meetings, our regular meetings, are posted from January to the end of December. Our special meetings are every third Monday. If in the event that one council member can't make it, and that's what happened last Monday, we moved it to Tuesday, and so we want to ensure that all council members have an opportunity to have a voice. And it's not everybody agreed that Tuesday would be a good day, but apparently the reporter felt that he didn't know about it, so he was a little upset about it. So, but we made a decision regarding this issue that we're going to be talking about under new business, so even some of the council members were unaware of what I was putting on the table.
Now, you've received a ton of response from the public in this. It hasn't just been media. Roughly how many messages, phone calls, emails? Piles. Put it this way, my staff had to work almost overtime. I mean, the amount of calls that they've taken, they were really busy and they were really supportive. And I'd look over and it's always been this, thumbs up every time they got a call. So you're not getting a lot of hate mail or abuse or people criticizing you?
No, I don't want to balloon this whole thing into a French and English language debate. I've said that many times. I mean, French myself, most of my family's French. I don't speak fluent French. I wish I did, but this is not a French issue. It's a hiring policy issue that the Cornwall Community Hospitals it's not hiring on the basis of the the ability and the education, and only hiring on the basis of French first. And I take exception to that, and so does many people. Obviously, when I get 98% of positive support saying congratulations, I applaud you. It's about time that somebody speaks up for us, has a voice, and I can't. Again, it's been overwhelming. It's unbelievable.
Are you hearing a lot from nurses themselves?
Yes, nurses that actually work at that hospital, and they're upset because they're saying that after so many years, and I'm talking 27 years, maybe even more, that they don't have the opportunity for advancement. And when you see bilingual nurses coming out of the nursing program, even from the Cornwall College or what other college, and coming from all over the area and region, that they're surpassing them. It's not fair. It's not fair. The seniority has to mean something, and experience needs to be applied, needs to be looked at, and first when you're promoting somebody.
The Freeholder article also interviewed a hospital administrator, and some of that didn't ring accurately with you, or I don't want to put words in your mouth, but
I don't know. I didn't hear about that. What was it?
Specific, the procedures for nursing, and I know that we've heard from some of the nurses that are afraid to go on camera because they're worried about losing their jobs or having retribution.
Living in fear is what they are living in, and in terms of the workplace, they were told from what emails that I'm getting is that stay quiet. This is your job, and this they got to feed their families. It's awful to put people in that predicament. I'm not talking just about nurses. There's other emails coming in, other than that work in different levels of the hospital, and they agree wholeheartedly, and they're just on the bandwagon and saying thank you.
So what's the next step? What do you think has to happen? You and Dr. Tombler have lit the match. The public is responding strongly to you. We've had a ton of communication since we broke the story. what can the public do to help make changes? Is the hospital administration even responding to this? Because from what I've read in the Freeholder and heard, they don't seem to really be... They're answering the issue. They're trying to placate you, but they're not really discussing or focusing on the issue.
We're leaving the board and the president of the board to speak for them. But I think she missed the boat. She doesn't work at the hospital other than being on the board. And I think that she doesn't understand, and I think she means well. I told her, I talked to her at length, more than once, and nice lady to talk to, very understanding to talk to. But some of the things that she says I totally disagree with.
Such as? Well,
such as that she's required under law, which is not true. It's not under law. The FLSA is only if you ask for that type of, so you can get that funding.
So you have to apply for it.
You do have to apply for it.
It's not mandatory.
It's not, definitely not mandatory.
And which administrator was this? Who did you speak with?
I didn't speak to the administrator. I'm talking about the president of the
which is
board,
who?
Which is Helen Furiard.
Okay.
That being said, when I talk about parents that are upset because their kids have to move out of town and things like that, it's just it's overwhelming. And I know my own daughter applied for a job at the hospital, and she was told that if she she speaks French, but not fluent because she doesn't write and read. And until you practice those skills and pass our test, then you can apply for a job. Other than that, and you were here when I was talking to Dr. Tumler. He's totally supporting me. I want to ensure that I know the question you're going to ask me. What do I want to come out of this? And what I do want to come out of this is the hospital revisit and review their hiring policies, as I said before, and make it fair for everyone. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to hold back funding. I mean, again, I advocated strongly, and I will again, to ensure that we get the best health care in our community. I know that there's equipment to be bought, but this took notice. Everybody took notice to why we're doing this, because of one reason, is because we held back funding, and that really brought everything to a head. So I'm hoping that the hospital will understand that South Stormont is 100% behind them in the event that they do what's right.
Last question, because I know you have a lot of interview requests this morning. Do you think it should have to take a boycott of financial assistance and monies to the hospital and the hospital board to get them to actually look at issues like this?
I look at the other side of the coin too. If South Stormont didn't pass a motion to hold back funding, and I'm saying hold back, it's not written in stone. Again, we have an open line of communication with them, so that they can give us the information that everybody wants to hear. Yeah, so we're willing to look at that and review it and revisit. And I said yes, revisit, and I'll talk to council, and I know council is hoping that will happen. But we have full support of the community, almost full support. It's overwhelming. Regarding the funding, I know there's, I have friends that are on that sit on the committee to fund hospitals, this particular hospital, and I want to explain to them that this is something that we felt that had to be done, because it's just been going on too long, for one thing. It's something that everyone took notice, and you had to, we're all speaking from our heart here. We had to hit them where it hurts,
right?
And that's at the purse strings. And so let's all work together. Let's all get together here, and once this is all resolved, let's all work together collectively, and let's get all the funding we can. And I have all the names. Anybody that said that they're going to stop the funding, that sent me emails or called me, I have their numbers, and they said when this changes, they'll change, and they'll even work harder to advocate for more money for our institutions.
All right. Thank you very much, Mayor McGillis.
You're welcome.